Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I've had quite a few roles over the years, but I decided for the sake of this statement that I would focus it on my national roles, which I've been in for the last 20 years. And so very much my statements will be sort of the view from the balcony. I haven't really worked as a physio in all that time, but I've worked with physios and have been involved in quite a few projects, so I'll be taking my thoughts from that. I will also be deliberately provocative, and so we'll see what the reactions are from that. And I'm going to aim my points really at systems level, so because that's where I'm most familiar with and where I've had most of my experience. Rather than rake over the past, I think we need to focus just on where we are now. So just for clarity, we're in the fourth industrial revolution, and I'm sure everybody knows that. So it's cyberspace and the Internet of Things. And the other thing I want to really emphasise at this time is our workforce is becoming increasingly more so. They are more digital natives, and if you don't know what that means, I'm sure most of you do. If you type with two fingers, you're a digital native, and the rest of us are immigrants. Mm-hmm. So you've never ever lived you don't know a time when the internet's not been there, and that makes a fundamental difference to the way we do absolutely everything. And it's quite challenging for those people of my era who actually have had to shift their way of thinking, the way they approach things, and just affects everything we do. Now, I know some great physios, I've got some great pals with physios, I know some real stars, some professionals, and I'm proud to say I am a physio, but I can also say that I'm also not very proud of my profession and some of my colleagues at times. And I have courted quite a lot of controversy. I have been challenged and have to challenge some of my colleagues, my professional body even, over the years, but I think that that's quite a healthy thing to do, and that's one of the key areas of responsibility that I really feel strongly about. Okay, so I'd like to start by raising the issue of educators, and I think just following up on Andrew's point there is the world I inhabit in the digital world is I know we've got some wonderful educators out there, but what do they know about any of this at all? So how are they preparing our undergraduates and postgraduates for life as it is today and the world we inhabit? And I have serious concerns about many of that, and I've had lots of conversations. I've had to write lots of notes because I've got so many bugbears, I must tell you. Okay, so without a doubt, the provider organisations, regulators, governments, etc., all have responsibilities to physiotherapy provision. And we also know that the best outcomes are achieved when the right conditions are created. But to get those right conditions created, we actually need the help of others. And this is one of the areas that I really feel strongly about, is that I've seen many examples of physiotherapy services who cannot and do not make a credible business case for what it is what is the given there. They seem to have no ability to actually be able to demonstrate impact or what their added value is. So in terms of responsibility, I would really question that. Another thing is that I'm quite critical of my own profession, and I call it that, is that I think it has a tendency to be insular and quite superior in certain situations. I have witnessed many accounts of that of me sort of being in a position where there is a multi-professional audience, and I've been really quite embarrassed and rather irritated by some of the behaviours. And this goes back to, and it is the behaviours and it's the real human factors in this. And I know there's some really shocked-looking faces here, and I'm waiting for the oranges to come, but never mind. However, I want to say that if we don't have the ability to work with others, we will never ever get out of this position at all. So the other key bugbear that I'm going to move on to now is about being politically and professionally savvy. And we have a responsibility to be brave, to encourage innovation and be much more open to change. I think at the nub of this we have really an inflated professional protectionism. And I think this is very dangerous because it stifles our new blood, our innovation, and it damps down enthusiasm and entrepreneurship. And there's something about the business-like demeanour in the public sector that is seen as a dirty word in some places and is just ignored by others. So, in conclusion, I've got loads of things I could go on forever, but I will put those there. My last sentence is, but I come to situations like this, and I see this group of people, and I do have a glimmer of hope, and I'll carry on some more things later. Thank you.